What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, as if things have not been bad enough for the last 5 days for California with the wildfires that continue to cause devastation and burn out of control, now you're at a point where it is chaos. People are looting. There is a suspected arsonist who is suspected of actually starting the most recent fire there. So, we're going to look at a video that talks about and describes the interaction with this individual who supposedly, possibly started this latest fire, which at this point has 0% containment, meaning they've not been able to contain this fire at all. Okay. Then on top of it, we're going to look at a video where a mother approached Governor Newsom on the street, kind of backed him into a corner, literally up against a car. And obviously, she's very upset. She has every reason to be very upset. They are not getting the help that they need. Their homes are burning. Her daughter's school was burning. I don't want to step on the story too much because they're going to show the video, but we're going to look at his response to that. And then we're going to look at President Trump basically blaming Governor Newsom and then taking the opportunity to then blame Joe Biden and the administration for not getting out in front of this and helping to mitigate and thwart some of this damage. Listen, I voted for Trump and I stand by that. But if any gripe that people could ever have about President Trump is sometimes he speaks without really thinking. And I think in the wake of a tragedy like this, I mean, he's already won the presidency, right? So, given the fact that people are dying and people's homes and possessions are being burned and disintegrated right before their eyes, I wouldn't think that he would want to take that opportunity to get one last jab in at President Biden and his administration, including any jabs at Governor Newsom, even if he did think that there were some things that could have been done better or more efficiently. And then, of course, we are going to look at when disasters like this take place. Unfortunately, on top of it, to make it worse, you have people that go out and take advantage of a California that is already vulnerable and already in a compromised state. And people are going into homes and literally looting for any valuables they can find. The first thing we're going to do is look at a quick video that's describing this individual that police have arrested on suspicion of arson. So let's take a look at that. All right, so obviously police are still investigating this matter, so that's one of those things we just have to keep our eyes on it. But it just goes to show how citizens will literally turn their backs on themselves and stab themselves in the back just to get some monetary value out of the whole thing. You know, people are obviously not in their homes. They've fled their homes, but getting away from these fires. And then people take the opportunity to go and steal televisions and loot valuable possessions. California right now is breaking down. I mean, it looks like an apocalyptic environment over there. It literally looks like the end of the world. So next, let's look at real quick what this mother who approached Governor Newsom had to say. So check this out.
You got a second? Governor, I live here, Governor. That was my daughter's school, Governor. Please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
I'm literally talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
I'm sorry. There's literally, I've tried 5 times. That's why I'm walking around to make the call.
Why is the president not taking your call?
Because it's not going through. So
Why?
I have to get cell service.
So let's get it. Let's get it. I want to be here when you call the president.
I appreciate it. I'm doing that right now. And it's to immediately get reimbursements, individual assistance, and to help you. I'm devastated for you. I'm so sorry, especially for your daughter. I have 4 kids. Losing the school.
Everyone who went to school there, they lost their homes. They lost 2 homes because they were living in one and building another. Governor, please tell me, what are you going to do with the president right now?
We're getting the resources to help rebuild.
Why was there no water in the hydrants, Governor?
That's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
It has to be. Has to be. Of course.
What are you going to do?
I'm doing
to
everything
fill the hydrants. I would fill them up personally. You know that.
I literally have.
I would fill up the hydrants myself.
I understand.
But would you do that?
I would do whatever I can.
But you're not. I see the. Do you know there's water dripping over there, Governor? There's water coming out there. You can use it.
I appreciate it. I'm going to make the call to address everything I can right now, including making sure people are safe.
I'd like to make sure you do. Can I have an opportunity to at least tell people you're doing what you're saying you're doing? Could somebody have a contact? Can I have your contact information?
Right there.
That's very, very sad to see. Obviously, she's very, very distraught, and it's one of those things where I'm not going to sit here and judge, from a political side, whether Governor Newsom has done everything that needed to be done as quickly as it needs to be done. But I will say that, it's obvious that the citizens there are not happy with the delayed response that they are seeming to get, and how California seemingly was not pre-prepared for a tragedy on this scale and the devastation on this scale. Wildfires are, from what I understand, very common over there. So it is one of those things where it does cause you to take some pause and step back and look and say, how come, California was not more prepared for this? And it does point to and speak to lack of managerial planning from a political perspective. You can't help but look at it that way. That's a good segue to the next video I'm going to show, where Trump literally blames Governor Newsom publicly for what is happening over in California. So let's take a look at that.
This is a true tragedy, and it's a mistake of the governor, and you could say the administration. They don't have any water. They didn't have water in the fire hydrants. They don't have water. And yet they have, the water comes from, where? Up north. And it comes down at levels, they give millions and millions of barrels of gallons of water that they have, and they send it out into the Pacific. For the Pacific, it's like a drop, it's nothing. But for California, it would take care of the whole state. So what's happened is a tragedy, and the governor has not done a good job. With that being said, I got along well with him when he was governor. We worked together very well, and we would work together. I guess it looks like we're going to be the one having to rebuild it. But what happened there, I don't think there's anything that I've ever seen quite like it. And the insurance companies are going to have a big problem, because you're talking about big, big dollars.
So obviously some very pointed words there for Donald Trump. I personally think that he should have taken a beat, thought about that, and just offered the support the best way he could. I don't think, especially given that California is still in the midst of this major tragedy, I don't think it was a good time to point fingers at Governor Newsom, and especially the Biden administration. You already have the presidency, bro. you know. And like I said, I voted for him. I think he's the best man for the job. With that said, I also think that this is one of those times where you can point to and say, okay, no, that right there is one of the reasons we're not crazy about Trump sometimes. He's not perfect. And I think that's one of those times that it really showed it, if I'm being honest with you. So let's look real quick and see what Governor Newsom, what his reaction was to what Trump had to say specifically about him and then the Biden administration. So check it out.
I hate to even ask this question, but the president-elect chose to attack you, blame you for this.
One can't even respond to it. I mean, people are literally fleeing. People have lost their lives. Kids lost their schools. Families completely torn asunder. Churches burned down. This guy wanted to politicize it. I have a lot of thoughts, and I know what I want to say. I won't. I stood next to a president of the United States of America today, and I was proud to be with Joe Biden. And he had the backs of every single person in this community. He didn't play politics, didn't try to divide any of us.
Finally, your message to the folks here, to this community.
I mean, we have their backs, and we're going to be back, and this is going to be a long recovery process. But look, we have residents moving back into Paradise, California. I've seen remarkable recovery efforts. I've seen remarkable sense of community, purpose, resilience. So, I'm not just playing the politician role of optimism. I really am long-term optimistic. But the devastation to hear people wailing and crying, concerned about their pet, their family, they're just bewildered about what they're experiencing. And again, not just experience. I was not talking past tense. This is happening in real time. 0% containment.
Yeah. So again, obviously he was not happy. I think that he felt like it was a low blow and that it was taken kind of at an inopportune time. At this point, I think he felt like they were doing the best they could. And, it could be true that there are absolutely a million things that this governor could have done better in pre planning prior to the breakout of all of these wildfires. But also, too, it's fair to say that this has been happening. They're on, I think, their fifth day now, fourth or fifth day of these fires. So, if it looks as though you're going to run out of water and all the hydrants are going to be empty and this and that and the third, it seems like that's something they would have tried to get ahead of as their professionals begin to assess the seriousness and the wide scale magnitude of this destruction. I'm just praying for the people over there, man. I'm not over here to make it political. I just hope that all of the pieces that need to be put in place so that those people can mitigate the damages here. Shows the self-centeredness and selfishness and desperation of some people to look at your state in such a compromised situation, in such a vulnerable situation, and think, oh, this is a good time to go steal some televisions out of people's homes. It's just mind-blowing, man. We that state needs prayer. Our whole country needs prayer, if I'm being honest with you, because this is not a time to create division. And that's one of the reasons that I kind of have problems with the way Trump said what he said and handled that the way he did handle it, because all that does is just create more division. I mean, look at what's going on over there currently and what's still going on. You really think that's a good time to get in a couple of political jabs at the Biden administration? I mean, come on, bro. You already won the presidency. America already decided you're the guy. You're the next president. America voted. I don't see any point in having done that. Yeah, so just kind of an update on that. If you guys would pray for them, if you believe in prayer, pray for California. They need it in a really, really huge way right now. And if you would subscribe to this channel, like the video, comment too. Let me know if you have any more information regarding all of this, and I will see you guys on the next one. All right, peace.